Um, so hello everybody, and I'm happy to be talking to you on another occasion about the special issue of Iran. There was one story I wanted to share with you, very specific about the Iranians that might really help to handle the secret that has been perplexing a lot of people about the Iranians abroad. Um, I thought of this as a very short video, so to explain this secret again. Um, so I've been asked really recently to explain the secret behind what makes people of Iran abroad so distinctive. I must confess that it is not really an easy task for a short video, and entire books and research can be really carried out about it. But in this very short talk, I will do my best to offer at least a partial explanation. And I hope this story sheds some light on this secret. So the people of Iran often, as we all know, think of themselves as belonging to a special lineage, almost a particular gene, and they believe that they carry within themselves the traces of an ancient civilization, a civilization whose depth and refinement should really command admiration everywhere. That's an old civilization, and we know that. Yet there is a small complication there, a delicate complication, let's say, a problem that over the years has become impossible to ignore. The Iranians abroad, especially abroad, it turns out, are not quite white enough. Now, not white in which sense? In the proper sense. Not white in the confident and unquestioned way in which the civilized people are amused to be white. So the Iranians, one might say, occupy a strange borderland, a borderline. They are almost white, but not really fully, not sufficiently white. And living in such a borderland for too long can be exhausting. It seems it has been exhausting for them, and they have been reaching out for a solution. At some point, the Iranians paused, especially I'm talking about the Iranians abroad, they paused and asked themselves this troubling question: how is it possible that given this big civilization, this sophisticated civilization, they are not really taken that much entirely seriously? And how can it be that their achievements are acknowledged historically, but they are not really fully believed? Eventually, the answer presented itself in a very special way, and that is a part of the story I'm going to share with you. So there were a group of researchers, Iranian researchers abroad, that they came to the conclusion that the reason they are not really taken seriously is that they are not white enough, literally. Now this realization, again, I told you, this realization didn't emerge directly in Iran itself. It was actually appearing among the Iranians living abroad. Those who had migrated and observed the white world did not recognize them as white enough. So some hosts, these people, they noticed that they were white in effort, they were white in language, they were white in aspiration, they were white in eating, in thinking, but they are not quite white in recognition. And others treated them as, at best, as a promising draft of whiteness, still awaiting a final approval. So the story goes on that these Iranians realized that in the white world, they had a lot to do to prove their hidden whiteness. They believed that they have a hidden whiteness in themselves. So many of them were highly educated people, doctors, engineers, poets, and scholars. and they felt that something essential was missing in the way they were being treated or perceived. And so the movement began to take shape. It did not have a complicated name. In fact, its name was remarkably simple, and it was called I Am Whiter Than You Think. That's the name of the movement. It's called I Am Whiter Than You Think. So they had it on their t-shirts, they had it on their backs, they had it on their foreheads, they had it basically everywhere. The movement spread quickly, and Iranians across the world mobilized in solidarity to celebrate the I Am Whiter Than You Think movement. They draw on every resource available to them: education, discipline, hard work, impeccable manners, and so on and so forth. And all of it was deployed for a single purpose: to demonstrate that their host had made a small but consequential mistake. Their host suffered from a certain short-sightedness, and they had simply failed to notice how white the Iranians already were. They thought they had been victims of a judgment based on their religion. So they started shouting in the streets that they hated their religion. The research group, I Am Whiter Than You Think, had made another discovery abroad. They had noticed that most probably what makes Westerners see Iranians not white enough was not their skin, rather their names. So it began. They made a point of staying away from any name remotely religious. They began to express their outrage in the most creative ways imaginable at their own names. And they did not stop there. In just 1 year, around 5 million names were changed. Now, the misleading names were gone. They were replaced with names which were not exactly white, but they were amusing, charming, and entirely captivating to the white gaze. The Iranians had become not just people, but a form of entertainment. They were making a spectacle for the Westerners, and it seemed it was enough for them. Gradually, after changing their names, the Iranians succeeded in transforming themselves into what might be called exemplary immigrants. They worked harder, adopted faster, and displayed a remarkable sensitivity to the cultural codes of their hosts. The result was impressive. After some time, many people in the West could hardly tell the difference between themselves and these people from Iran. How could it be that these Iranians had become so perfectly Western? Sometimes the astonishment went even further. Observers would quietly confess that the Iranians seemed, in certain aspects, more Western than the Westerners themselves, which is perhaps the highest achievement any immigrant community can hope for. And so we return to the question with which we began. What is the secret of the Iranians? What makes them so distinctive? Perhaps it is simply this: they discovered earlier and more clearly than others that by being more Western than their hosts, they are seen as different people.